I'm Jay Allen. My journey started in 2007. I had a mole on my left ankle, kept scabbing up and bleeding. I was a truck driver at the time, working 6-7 days a week, and my wife kept telling me to go and get it checked. She said, "Look, that thing on your ankle doesn't look too good." So I went and at the end of 2007, my wife said, "Look, we're not going on holidays till you get that thing checked." So I went to the GP. He took one look at it. He said it's got to come out straight away. It was a melanoma. He took it out, and I was referred to a specialist. I was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma. The melanoma had actually spread up to the lymph nodes in my groin, and you can see the photo there. It completely changed my life. I went from being a truck driver overnight to, when I was diagnosed, there wasn't much support out there. So I found it interesting that, well, what do other people do? How do they get support? So I kicked off some support groups in Sydney. We had our first meeting in 2008. And when I got diagnosed, my surgeon said to me, "Look, had you used anything, or did you tan frequently?" And I had used indoor tanning. My mates and I thought it was a good way to pick up a chick on the weekend. I was, in my 20s, and so we started using these indoor tanning machines, and I started, because he said it contributed to my disease, I started a campaign. We called it sunbedban.com. We got shirts made up. We got marquees around Sydney. We go to the beaches with petitions, and we really advocated for a good 5 years there. And we got a ban in New South Wales. I had meetings with health ministers across Australia. But we got New South Wales done. And then other states followed. And in 2015, sunbeds commercial solariums were banned nationwide, around Australia. So it's a great thing. And it's going to save many, many lives. But it was ultimately the great professor, Simon Chapman, who worked with me to help make that happen. That put me on the path to raising money for research. In 2014, I did my first walk across Australia. We walked from Sydney to Melbourne, 900 kilometres in 16 days, raising $155,000 for research. 2017, I did another walk, Brisbane to Sydney, 29 days, 2,000 kilometres. 29 days, 1,200 kilometres. We raised $270,000 for research. And then in 2019, the photo you can see here was my biggest one to date, 2,000 kilometres in 50 days. And we raised $606,000 for melanoma research, and we finished at Government House in Sydney. It was a great event. Adelaide's, Melbourne, Sydney, and then today, of course, as I mentioned, I'm on day 7. So I'll continue doing that for the rest of my life, raising awareness, raising money for research, and walking across this great country of ours. Sadly, in 2021, I got a lump pop up on my right neck. I was diagnosed with throat cancer. They ended up finding a tumour on my right tonsil. I had a squamous cell carcinoma and had to undergo 35 rounds of radiation and 2 lots of chemotherapy. I lost 71 kilos. I lost 14 kilos down to 71 kilos. And that's a photo of me there. At the end of radiation, it was a horrid treatment, very, very horrid. And they say it's the most horrendous treatment you can have for throat cancer, but it works. And that led me to founding the Australian Skin Cancer Foundation, which we did in December 21. And we're on a mission. We've got 4 pillars. Advocacy, we want to make skin checks more affordable for everyone here in Australia. Education, we want to educate as many people as we can about how to prevent melanoma and other non-melanoma skin cancers, which have a high rate as well. And our 3rd pillar is research. We'll fund clinical trials. We are funding clinical trials. And the 4th one is support. No one walks alone on the skin cancer journey. And then I was, in 21 as well, I was awarded an Order of Australia medal for my work in the melanoma field. It was quite a recognition. That was awarded pretty much 3 weeks after my treatment finished. And it was a big day for my wife and my family and I. And I'll continue on doing what I do. So we can put an end to this horrible disease that, that claims the life of one person every 5 hours in Australia. And just got to keep doing what we can. And any more information you'd like to know is AustralianSkinCancerFoundation.org. And our walk I'm doing right now is at missionmelanoma.org. We're up to over $170,000. Our target is 250. So thanks very much for having me today. But if you haven't been for a skin check in the last 12 months, please book that in and get one. that'd be great. But this is my beautiful family here. My wife Janine, who supports me through everything I go through, and my beautiful kids. I've got Jackson on the right, Chloe, and then my daughter Charlie. But I've got Jackson right next to me. He's part of the road crew on these 10 days, so he's learning a lot and giving waters out. And I know that one day he'll be in my position leading these walks across Australia. So yeah, life is great. Certainly enjoy every day you can, and go home tonight, talk to your family, and if they haven't been for a skin check, certainly do book them in, and live a sun-safe lifestyle.